Earlier inside the presidential palace was France24's Cyril Vanier. Cyril, where are you now?
François, I'm standing about 100 meters away from the palace. I'm no longer in front of the palace because the operation is, by and large, over. The operation started about 6:30 local time. It was nighttime when soldiers deployed, about 40 soldiers from the army and, it turns out, from the military police. They deployed around the palace. There were 30 minutes. These soldiers were carrying rocket-propelled grenades, or rather rocket launchers. They were carrying Kalashnikov assault rifles. For 30 minutes, they were concerned that they might be shot at from soldiers standing in buildings facing the presidential palace. It turns out they brought two armored vehicles and drove up to the front of the building. One of them smashed down the gate, another one standing behind. And as the soldiers started slowly infiltrating the building, we heard the first gunshots, which appeared to have come from the back of the building because we were standing in the front. So for about 5 minutes, we heard gunshots from the back of the building. The soldiers we were with informed us that these were just warning shots and that this was not the signal of an exchange of gunfire. We then spent another 20 minutes with the soldiers as they were securing the building, and it seems there was no one inside.
Cyril, did the soldiers tell you at all who their boss was, whose orders they are following?
Well, that's precisely the question we asked them. It turns out they are soldiers from the regiment that mutinied 8 days ago and that no longer answers the president's orders. There's also military police because the military police has now rallied the cause of these mutineering soldiers. So these are people who are under the order of the new self-proclaimed Army Chief of Staff. We asked them whose orders they were following, and they said they now answer to him. So clearly these are soldiers who favor the opposition because we know that this Army Chief of Staff has given his protection to the opposition and even his blessing to the opposition's movement so far.
So you're saying that when they went in, they nonetheless feared coming under fire. So it sounds like not all of the army has rallied the cause of the opposition.
Well, listen, I think this was precisely a test of just how much loyalty the president still has. I mean, this was a military operation. I think they were confident that it would be successful in the end. And nonetheless, it was a military operation. It was nighttime. You simply can't be sure that there was no one in the building in front or that there was no one in the building behind us ready to shoot at them. There's been controversy here for the past few days over just how much loyalty the president has left within the army, and certainly how many are left within the ranks of the presidential guard who are still protecting, well, clearly not this presidential palace, but the main one, which is 12 kilometers out of town and where the president still resides right now.
Any word from President Marc Ravalomanana?
So far, no. I've been getting several text messages on my phone from various people telling me that the palace I was in was being stormed by the soldiers. I was getting those even as the soldiers were storming the palace. This just shows you how quickly and how fast the information circulates here in Madagascar. The information I got in the text messages turned out to be accurate, but sometimes it can be totally false. I was told that the central bank has been taken. I have not been able to confirm that information so far. For the moment, I don't know what the situation is like outside the main presidential palace, outside the city center, where supporters have said they have gathered to prevent the army from taking that palace by force.
All right. Thank you for that. France24's Cyril Vanier monitoring